What's up, witches? Welcome and blessed be. Welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out with me tonight. How you doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Um, Tonight is, if you're new, um, live readings, but not personal readings. These are readings for the collective, and we've got a lot to talk about. It's been a week. Woo-hoo. A week, right? Um, If you are brand new to the channel and you would like to participate in the chat, you do have to be subscribed, but only for 1 minute. So subscribe, hang out for a minute, and then you can jump in on the chat. And if you have your chat window open, I remind you to switch it from top chat, if it's set at that, to live chat. Top chat picks and chooses who shows up in the chat, which is kind of stupid. Anyhow, hi Roxanne, welcome my dear, so glad to see you. Let's see, who else is here? Who else is here? At least check in, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. I'm looking out at a gray, normal, typical Northeast Ohio day, and Monday was anything but typical. We started off with rain in the morning, and then it cleared out for us. We had some haze. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the eclipse, of course, the total eclipse. My first, hi Marcy, welcome sweetie. My first total eclipse of the sun. I've seen an annular eclipse, and that was, surreal enough, but this was over the top, just over the top. So if you were lucky enough to be in the path of that totality, please say hi, because we belong to a club now. There's yeah, it's one of those if you know things, like motherhood, that you just can't know what it's like unless you've been through it, and then once you're through it, you belong to a club. So I'm very happy to belong to that club, and if I had the wherewithal, I would become an eclipse chaser. I get it. I so get it. I've been looking out the window today, looking at the woods, as I usually do. But now I'm looking at them with the memory of what we went through together on Monday. And I am so glad that we did it at home. And there really wasn't another option for me. I'm not going to go where there are big crowds of people. And there was a festival downtown that was great. Kent throws great festivals. And what I wanted to hear was the noise that went up at totality, and I did, because a bunch of friends are posting videos. But to have it happen at my home made it even more that much more personal. Like if you travel to see it, it's like, oh, we went on vacation and saw this great thing. But it just, when it happens at your home, it's like, I mean, whoo-wee, right? So anyhow, it's been a kind of up and down this evening about whether I was going to make it here or not, but as I got closer and closer, my energy started to build. So, and what I'm noticing, and anybody that has been through a total, I want to ask, how do you feel today? Or how did you feel after what you experienced? Because today I'm just like, and I was very active all weekend, but my activity has been increasing as the last of what I am now seeing as the side effects of a drug that I was on are leaving my system, and pain levels are dropping and stuff. So, so I've been active, but it's just like that feeling of being spent, and it was good spent. But now we've got like the bigger repercussions to look at. And one thing that I don't believe I said when I looked at the chart for the eclipse, with all that Aries energy and Chiron, and I mean the intensity of the energy in that moment, it was literally rocking my body. And if I had let loose with what was in there, they'd have burnt me at the stake as a mad woman. Oh my God. But, just huge energy. And the fact that Chiron was exactly conjuncting Sun and Moon, made it, sorry, I'm fucking with my stuff as usual, just made it that much more intense. So what came through to me just immediately after, while there, before the eclipse was actually even cleared, was collectively this is about the initiation of the healing of the masculine, the healing of the masculine, the rebirth of the sacred masculine. We've had just old, worn out images of the god for far too long, far too long. And as the goddess is being reborn, we need to make sure that those god forms are also, so we can balance, keep things in balance. But, the fact that the eclipse happened with Chiron right there, it's like the collective wound. And in Aries, how interesting that the moon, symbol of the feminine, blotted out the face of the masculine in the sign where he is strongest, where he is at his fullest, Aries expression, come at me, bro, and let's go head first, boom, 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 set it on fire, pour more gas on it, just that intense Aries energy. And the woundedness, I mean, it just really emphasizes how deep that wound is. And I think it can be, it's kind of like if you suffer through physical abuse that has, that's an intense trauma that everyone recognizes. Psychological abuse, narcissistic abuse with gaslighting is so subtle that it can be difficult to heal, because it's difficult to really accept that it's there, and imposter syndrome is massive, So when you've been wounded by the other, you can say it's you, but when you've been wounded by your side and you've all been complicit, that can be tough. That can be tough to look at and go, ooh, ouch, to see it, to be willing to see it for what it is, and how very bad it is, and how badly you've been impacted. It's like those things that go across Facebook that say, oh, my parents beat the crap out of me and I turned out all right. No, you didn't. No, I'm here to tell you, you didn't, So there's a lot of that. I'll just, get over it. We're men. Wow, we didn't really, there's no problem. But so it's hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard. And men are going to have to support each other. I mean, I don't know what their journey is. It's not my journey. Like I was talking about being a priestess of the goddess, and having that experience of the sun god, and such a profound experience of his just blazing glory, as he's being blotted out by my mother, by actually my grandmother's face. Full moon is when we see our face, mother's face, the earth's face go across the sun, but this is grandmother's face, so the ancient feminine. So anyway, let me catch up with messages and say hi to people. Hi, Rock and Roll Rebel. Hey, Jet. Scarlet Rose. Hello, you're in Missouri. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, me too. Today's been kind of, Hi, Elsie. Welcome to you. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I'm glad you're checking in. And where's my Samantha and my Darcy? Everybody call out, Sam and Darcy. Where are they? So anyway, it's profound. And now we have a little bit lessening, or maybe a lot lessening of that Aries energy. This is probably why we're going, ugh, because yesterday the moon went into Taurus. And so, the moon is out of Aries, and not only out of Aries, but the moon has now passed over Jupiter and Uranus. It's still, I think it's just past Uranus now. So the moon is now out into that empty, huge sector of the chart on its own, but that waters down, that alleviates some of that Aries heat. Venus is still there. Venus, North Node, Sun, and retrograde Mercury, and the moon on the way out of Aries had to go head first into that Mercury. So, I mean, really intense energy. And I also suspect and I don't know what kind of research has been done on this, although my daughter was, researching things when we were talking about right afterwards, feeling just kind of icky, sicky, icky. And she said NASA calls it eclipse flu, that people have a physical reaction, and it's like certainly the stress of the response of that, that experience on your lizard brain, which, I mean, your animal self knows that's big. Um, but I think just the change in the radiation itself, the amount that we receive when it goes away and then comes back, and I mean, if you want to hear all about my experience, go watch that video. But that last little sliver, when there's still that much light, and then blink, and when it comes back, it's like bright so fast, and it's still that tiny, tiny sliver, and it really impacts you how intense the sun's energy really is. Yeah, Jet. Okay, so Rock and Roll Rebel, Jet. Jet is what we call you, because I'd love to call you Jet. Yeah. Okay, yes, Jet. Everybody catches on faster than me. Oh, likes up. Thank you, Marcy. Yes, please hit the likes. I'm almost to 3,000 subscribers. I'm almost to 2,900 subscribers. So, it'd be nice to get to 3,000. I mean, I will tell you if you're new or if you're not, I don't monetize my videos. I don't set up my channel to make money. There are links below. If you value what I do, you can send me a little something, something. There's my Patreon link, $3 a month, just to say, I like you, Luna. Keep doing what you're doing. And, whoa, that was a big door close. Anyway, and there's also an Amazon wish list if you want to buy me a deck off of that. I will read for you on the unboxing video. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say. Yes, you chat. Okay. And like I said, a little dance. Tavia, hi, honey. Also felt how unifying as we all watched. Yes, 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 absolutely. And just the scale. The thing that was getting me was the scale too, where you look at the size of the path that it was traveling, and the one really mind-blowing thing was as the light was coming back and we turned around in the opposite direction and you could see the shadow. We were in light again. You could see the shadow like a column. I don't know how else to explain it. But then, thinking about, okay, people there are seeing it, and it's from where we are on Earth. I'm here and you're way over there, so it's already gone for you because you're looking from this way. And just the scale of the whole thing. Incredible. So much power. So much power. And, also just the impression of how fragile our relationship is with the sun. And how fast it would happen if something happened to that sun, Whew. Okay, let's see. Trailside Tarot, hiya. Hi, you're welcome. I was in the path of totality. Yay. Buzzing like an electric. Yes, I'm still buzzing too. I am still buzzing too. It's just that, usually I sit down in the morning and I start off and I do my, my blessings and things, and I have my, that's another thing I want to say. I have my headphones on with my theta and gamma, so I'm tuning my brain, and I start to do a reading. This morning, I just sat and looked at the woods, remembering that corona. Okay, what else was I going to just say? I don't know, but maybe we should get started. Maybe. Okay, let's do a blessing. Let's do one. So where were you, Trailside? And I have looked, and there's one in Spain in 2026, and there's one in Australia in 2028. And, anything's possible, right? Please accept this sacred smoke. I offer this to you so that by air and fire you may be inspired and activated, purified and charged. And by this water and earth, ocean water that was charged under the eclipse, may we be blessed, healed, connected, and made whole. Yeah, hot stuff. And by the sound of the bell, may any negativity be cleared from your space. And may any chatter or negativity or excess anything be cleared from your mind. And we welcome in the spirit, and we bring ourselves into the present moment. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, this water too has been replaced with eclipse water. Welcome, welcome here. And today, my expression and my conversation with them was on another level as well. And mostly what it was is I was feeling so much love for them, just so much love for them. So you have my love. I offer you my love. I offer you my hands, my voice, my brain, and I offer you fresh, pure solar eclipse water and the fire of Azrael. Okay, let's introduce the decks, or no, let's do a meditation, then we'll introduce the decks, eh? Oh, Catherine, you're here, yay, welcome, it's so good to see you. So very good to see you. Catherine, did you see my message? I did a little community post thing about the Chrysalis Tarot, like last week. I hope you saw it. Are you guys there? Hey. So, you know, that's over there. It's not like coming at me. It's just going straight up, but I'm such a play baby, you guys. You know that. I know you know that. Okay, so let's get it together here. Let's settle back. Settle back and get yourself comfortable. Get your spine straight. Hold on. Okay. Settle in, let gravity take over. Feel that embrace. And begin to relax into whatever surface is holding you up. Begin to notice your breath and notice that with each exhale, your muscles exhale as well. And you feel them softening. And then as you inhale, notice how soft your rib cage can be and how easily it expands all the way around as the air comes in. With each exhale, relaxing more, and the more you relax, the more easily and deeply the next breath comes in. Begin to feel your skin. Bring your mind down into your body. Become aware of the air, the textures, temperatures. As you let your awareness go all the way down your body, feeling the skin all the way down to your toes. Feel as if your consciousness is fully inhabiting your entire body. Your brain just focuses things. And your brain allows you to bring it out of your body in some form or another. But your consciousness itself resides in your entire body. And it gives you information, so listen to it. And now put your attention down at your root chakra and allow that energy center to begin to vibrate. And first, let it become a drain. As it opens up, feel it open down into the earth. And feel everything you don't need, anything excess. Just let it flow down into the earth. And feel the earth, she is neutral. She is neutral. So whatever we give to her that belongs to her in the first place, she just accepts it. It breaks into its components to be used again. So let everything go that you don't need right now. And as that stuff drains down into the earth, imagine that channel becoming a little more focused as a cord or a root down in, tapping into the energy. And feel that energy begin to soak into that root and rise up. That energy wants to rise to the light. And you feel it begin to rush up that root and rush into your root chakra, where you feel that little blast of energy as it rushes down your legs. And you feel it flash up into your belly, into your pelvis, your lower abdomen, your lower back. Feel it rise up to your diaphragm, mid-back, shoulder blades up into your chest. Feel that earth energy flowing up, rushing down your arms into your fingers, green and gold, those growing colors. The color of life, the spark of life, of manifest life. This is the spark of life that is generated through the decaying of things. That energy is released and then it becomes available again to grow new things. Compost energy, just let it fill your entire body. Let it come up your neck and into your head. And from the inside, feel it relax all those muscles on your face. Continuing to breathe as you feel this energy moving around your body, swirling and tingling, patching and healing, nourishing and growing. On the next exhale, empty your breath out all the way, and the next inhale, pull that earth energy up, green and gold, so alive, so bright, so bright. Breathe out only the air, all the way out. And the next in, turn up the volume. Immediately, every bit in your body becomes brighter, and then breathe out just the air. And the third one in. Crank it up, so alive. Breathe it out the crown and feel it go up to the limit of your physical energy, the limit of your aura. You're strengthening this aura now. With this earth energy, it comes down all around you. Down, touches the earth, sinks down around that cord and back down. And this is creating space in your body by the removal of wastes. And now reaching up into the cosmos, opening up the crown chakra and inviting in cosmic energy. The energy of that corona, blue-white, blazing hot, over 1,000,000 degrees. Feel that pouring in along with the vastness of space, pouring into your body and uniting with the green and gold energy. Silver blue connects you up and starts to spin and dance around your body. And this is creating actual space, which is room for all of the substance of earth energy to move even better. Lots of space, lots of balance, lots of energy moving. It goes wherever you need it to go. Once in your system, your physical system, the wisdom of your body takes over and shows it where it needs to go. That cosmic energy flows down, 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 and out your root chakra till it joins that sphere of earth energy, and then rises back up the outside and into space. Feel perfectly held within this orb of earth and sun, planet and star, cold and hot, yin and yang, mother and father. Breathe and let those energies flow through you. You can turn up or down the intensity whenever you need to. And now on the next exhale, exhale all the way out. Nice inhale. And as you exhale again, push a layer out to join with all the other circles. Knowing that your personal sphere filters out anything that is not yours, but we can move lots of energy this way. And at this time, any deities that you serve, that you honor, that you love, you can say their names, invite them in, your ancestors, all of those who are your team, not in a body. And their presence is here. We welcome you. Blessed be. And I welcome you all here in perfect love and perfect trust. And I will catch up with messages. Come on back, everybody. Come on back. And let's get ready for some readings. Oh, you were in Niagara Falls, Trailside. Wow. Was that insane? I mean, I saw there were so many people. Energy of the falls is always powerful. Yeah, yeah. I've been to Niagara Falls. It is. It's very intense. Supper's ready. Okay. All right, Jet. All right, sweetie. See you later. Blessed be. Natalie. Hi, Natalie. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, now let's meet our ducks and get going, shall we? Right. We've got the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. This is Carolyn Smith and John Astop, Red Feather. This was the day of the big box decks. Not big box store, but they all have big books. Big box and books decks. So I had to clear off my credenza over here. The next one is The Hidden Realm, Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Julia Jeffrey and Barbara Moore. Llewellyn decks tonight because I ignore them a lot. And here is Forest of Enchantment. This is Linnea Weatherstone and Marela Allwood. And then we have, and boy is she ready to go. This is the Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi Prince. And she already took off in a waterfall when I set her on my desk. And then she almost did it again. So she's ready to go. She is ready to tell us what is ready to go. Okay, wait a minute. Let me do a... There, and bring it up a little bit. Then we have the Black Moon Astrology cards by Susan Shepard. That's Blue Angel. And you are what? This is red feather too, so we got 2 red feather decks and 2 Llewellyns, a blue angel, and US Games, and this is the WITCH, The Woman in Total Control of Herself deck by Angie Sullins and Silas Tobal. All right. Astro Dice. Hey, hit the likes, you guys, please. Please, and if you're new here, come on in. Subscribe, wait 1 minute, and hop into the chat to say hi. We got a great little bunch of people here. Very welcoming. I'm going to put some precious chandan on here. One of my favorite smells in the entire world. We have Mercury in Scorpio in the 11th. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, Mercury in Scorpio is the mind of a researcher. It is the mind of a delver, somebody that digs. It's the mind of a detective and a, somebody that digs to find out the truth of something. It can also talk about really powerful communication. This can be obsessive thoughts. Mercury in Scorpio doesn't have light thoughts, and they're not chatty people. But when they say something, you ought to listen, because it's going to come from the depths of their soul, and it's probably going to see straight through you like a frickin' X-ray, okay? Yeah, Mercury in Scorpio, intensity of mind and communication. And to be able to think your way through something. So someone with Mercury in Scorpio, anybody with heavy scorpionic and plutonian energies are the people that I want around in the apocalypse, because they can think during crises, and they can see, first of all, how to use resources, and here's how we were going to build this, and we're going to do, and to handle logistically getting through times of extremity. And 11th house is our tribe. Okay, let me catch up, because I saw, hi Darcy, hi honey, I'm so glad you're here. Sammy must be taking a nap. I know she was pooped. I talked to her yesterday and she was pooped. So I hope she makes it. Maybe I'll text her. Anyway, I don't want to wake her up if she has taken a much needed nap. So anyhow, 11th house is the house of Aquarius. And so it's about those ideas and the connections you create, the family you create, the future you create for yourself. By the people that you attract to you and that you're friends with. And it can also be about goal setting, envisioning that future. And this would be saying that we need to think big and we need to think deep. So we're talking tonight, apparently, about transformation on a big scale, and within groups, the groups of people that you hang with. I'm gonna put these over here. I'm looking for Tavia. There she is. Looking for Tavia. Mercury in Scorpio in 8th is natal for me, and this is 11th. This is the 11th house. So, you have Mercury in Scorpio. Yeah. Well, and I've got that Mercury conjunct Pluto on the midheaven in 10. So yeah, we get each other. We grok for sure. Okay. But yeah, Mercury in Scorpio in the 11th, and inventive, the ability to invent transformative things, anything. So, and this is good, because we have people that are trying to do this very thing, but in the wrong direction. I'm not even going to talk about it. Okay, how's that for shifting gears? Let's get the tiny die. And you know what? I have I don't know what I have on my hands, but I have to wash my hands. So, talk amongst yourselves for a hot second. I'll be right back. You can always tell when I'm back, can't you? And I swear to you, it's not a fart, it's the chair. I'll make myself a little bit bigger here. I don't need all that much room. Okay, so community. Yep, yep. There you go. We choose those deep souls and don't suffer fools. That's right. So who are the ones around you that are like-minded, that are going to create this new model for the future? You know, these intense transformative changes. All right, number 2 is the hidden realm. I notice I'm taking a lot of deep breaths because the energy that came through my body, like, unhooked my chest. The sobs that were coming through, and I mean, it was just, you know, the impact of that energy, and it really did knock all the knots out of my chest, which is very nice. Yes, we were, Doris. Holy shit. What a fabulous day. Did anybody have pets acting up? I mean, we heard the change in the woods in the evening song, and we watched the birds heading home for their nests, only to turn right around and go, what the hell? That was fast. Okay. All right, so. What do you have to tell us tonight? Hidden Realm, the fairies, the fae. About the changes. All right, they don't want me to shuffle them anymore. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And look at him. Look at Hephaestus. Forging in fire. Then we have the High Priestess and the Six of Swords. Yes, High Priest. My cards, High Priestess, Queen of Cups, have been coming up again and again and again in my dailies. Four of Swords, Three of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Didn't we just have her pop-ups recently? Was it in that, must have been in the Rosebud deck. I did, oh gosh, just yesterday. Seems like only yesterday. All right, Eight of Pentacles is about learning and working, getting the tools in our hands, putting the iron in the fire, and getting things working magically. Six of Swords says this is how we get through. This is how we cross the great divide here, the gulf. And I gotta say, I continue to have, even though I know that there are seriously dark pockets in this country and dark plans being made. There's another one, you know, the Mercury and Scorpio is not just for creating our wonderful new transformative future, but there's some dark plans happening too that need to be discovered. But even knowing that, I still have this feeling of, yeah, you know, we've got some more speed bumps here, but I really feel like we're on our way towards whatever. Okay, anyway, I'm going to get myself stuck. So we got to get our magical working going and heat it up, you know. So here's the High Priestess, who's very subliminal, internal, secretive, watery, intuitive, and here's him saying, okay, what do you want me to make? What are we doing? What are we putting into the fire? How can I pound it into shape? What instruments, what do we need to shape that will carry us? And look at these two. They're looking the same way. This has fairies flying off towards the moon. And here there are, I want to see what birds they say, but they're big birds. Crows, ravens, vultures flying off. So this is the imagination, the intuition taking flight, and this is how actually are we getting there. This is just the mind, and in the middle here is the means. The means to hammer things into a form that can carry, you know, that can support. Okay. Then we have the Four of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So again, we're talking about plan, but here we're talking about collaboration. And she's kind of, look at the butterflies. It's like her thoughts are just sort of taking a little vacation, taking a mental rest, escaping a bit. And this is, okay, collaboration with others. Hold on a second. So we, the high priestess can let her thoughts fly that way, but we don't want them to fly away. We want them to fly in a direction, in a way that is disciplined, not in a way that's just off we go, off with the fairies, as they say, So this again is the call from Swords to Pentacles here to practicality and to working with others. And look, there's the anvil in the background. We've got those tongs there and the anvil here. So there's some things that need to be hammered out. And how interesting that these are pentacles. I'm looking here and I'm seeing fire, fire, fire. And these are pentacles. So what of substance are we putting into that fire of transformation? And how are we going to work together to make that happen? How are we going to corral our wonderful visions of future and our desire to move through unsettled times? How are we going to rein that in so it doesn't just become fantasy, fantasy escapism and wool gathering? And Queen of Swords says how we focus. We step aside from the emotional, no cups here, nothing but pentacles, swords, and a high priestess. So the mind and the resources, and not just the material, the earthy resources, but these guys, look at the guys that know how to wield them and how to control the fire. But we've got to focus our minds and get clear on what the plan is, so clear on what we individually want and what we collectively want. I want to see where we go with that. There's strength, and there's the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So we go from the airy-fairy, oh, won't it be nice and everything, utopian, to, okay, this is going to take willpower. It's going to take, again, reining things in, really harnessing our animal nature. And the Ten of Pentacles down here says, and then we manifest. If we get ourselves focused in, clear-sighted, clear thinking, clear communication, but we want to know where we're heading. And we want to be practiced in the use of the tools that it's going to take to get us there. And one of the things I was going to say that I forgot is I think one of the reasons why that energy hit me so hard on Monday is because for 3 months now, and I mean 3 months every single day in the morning, I have been tuning my brain to theta gamma, at least for an hour, frequently for an hour and a half. So my brain is used to that. And what's theta and gamma? Theta is deep relaxation. Gamma is flow state. Gamma is the runner's high. Gamma is what the artists know when they finish a work and go, how did that happen? Who did that? That's gamma. So that's that opening to unity. And I think so the practicing with the tools, practicing your magic. And I know, I am so happy to be a crone because I don't need to do ritual to get there. Rituals like in here. And it's so wonderful when I do decide to actually do a ritual. But it's from practice. It's from so many years and decades of practice. And practice until you internalize those skills. So when you think about a practical skill, the skill of the hands, you practice, and the way it goes is you go along like this, struggle, and all of a sudden, boom, your skills bump up, and you struggle, go along, and you're thinking, I should be getting better. And sometimes if you let it go for a little while, a few days, a week, then when you come back, you'll notice you've taken a leap. So skills don't go like this. They go like stairs, okay? But you keep practicing, and the point of practice is not the outcome and to get better. The point of practice is practice. Because if you're focused on the outcome, you're going to kind of resent the practice. You know, practice is for its own sake. So, practice, get your friends together, get control of the animal self, get control of your intuition and where it wants to take you, make the plan for how you're moving up, and practice. Okay, let's see. Oh, Tavia says, very agitated dogs, but the whole neighborhood was out, so not sure if that... Oh, I see. Scarlet Rose, my animals sat completely silent. Gilbert and Mitchell, I think, slept through it. Pyewacket was distressed for his mommy. So he's never far from me. He's right there on the bed right now. And we were sitting right out back off the patio because, you know, so we could still see the sun as it was moving. And he was on top of the cat tree by the open window. And then once we got through totality, I think it was my son said, you need to go pay attention to Pyewacket. He's like at the open window, like, Mom, are you okay? So I went in and told him, it's okay, honey. Yes, that was intense. It's okay, Mom, he's okay. He's just such a concerned boy. And he's still very good to his mommy. Okay. Catherine says we had a glorious partial eclipse here, about 90%. Could feel the wind kick up and the temperature drop. Yep. Definitely knew something was happening. Indeed. And Roxanne says the dog was agitated the next day, not the day of. Interesting. The blue-yellow pattern. What's the blue-yellow? Oh, in the reading. Let me see here. Did I put them on the top or the bottom? Yeah, I'm seeing it now. I am seeing it. We didn't have... Wow, okay. Kent State colors, huh? What did I just do with my dad? Okay. Get it together, Luna. Number 5. This is the Black Moon. All right. The next day, not the day of. That's interesting. Well, and it could just be, you know, when the impact of that energy moving through your body hits. Fifth house, creativity. Seventh house, partners. Come on. Cancer, I feel. This one wanted to come too. Moon, soul. Can you see? Solar eclipse, revolution. Okay, there's the Uranian energy too. Oh my goodness. And then, interesting, we have part of fortune, increase. Come on. All right, this camera's going to be a bitch. Hold on. It didn't like that I brought that up to you. Come on, honey, you can do it. All right, hold on. We'll just fix that. I see it just popped in. We will take it off of autofocus. All right. Is it focused? I think it is. Okay. So, creativity, partners, I feel. So, you know, looking at how we can repartner, what you know, what kind of partnerships do we make with each other? Oh, I'm getting stuff. Stuff is like rushing in. Thinking about things like that are already happening. For instance, animal rescues that are saying, They have too many animals in their shelter and not enough people willing to adopt. And one of the reasons people are having a hard time with adopting is because it's got so fucking expensive. You have to have insurance now for your pets. So, like everything else in this country. And so they're partnering, or they're saying, are you like an elderly person that wants to have a pet in your home, but you can't afford the upkeep? And they pay everything. They deliver food, they do all the vetting, they do all the licensing and whatever needs to be done, food, litter, whatever. And it allows people that otherwise wouldn't be able to do it to have an animal companion, and it helps the shelters. So these kind of symbiotic partnerships, where everybody benefits, looking at where there's a need. For instance, another one, there was high school, I think, yeah, it was when my daughter was in high school, and I can't remember which class it was, but they went to the nursing homes and just hung out with the old people and talked to them, and it's like partnering maybe people that are, studying psychology or things like that, or even taking children there to kind of, just partnerships. Okay, so I'm not going to go any farther than that. You get the idea. Creativity is key. We've got to be thinking creatively and outside the frickin' box, because the box got old and worn out long ago. And rather than a box, how nice it would be to have something more egalitarian, eh? And, compassion has to be at the forefront as well. Creativity and compassion. Where is my compassion triggered? How can I help? What can I nurture? And how can I help? Okay, let's see. Hi, Megan. Welcome. Megan Burbick says 50 minutes late, but I'm super happy to be here. Yay! I'm so glad you're here, dear. And yay, see? Welcoming people. Creativity, Mercury, partners 11th, feeling Scorpio, that's right. Thank you, Tavia. Yes, it coordinates quite well with our Astro Dice, doesn't it? All right. Distractions. Okay. Then we have moon, soul, and solar eclipse. Okay, so the soul is bringing about the revolution. There's a soul revolution going on. And when I was saying I didn't expect an initiation, that was an energetic initiation. What is initiation? It is starting. It's a start. And when it happens in your life, it changes you fundamentally. They are things that fundamentally change you. You feel yourself getting restructured. That's what happened yesterday. And it's happening in many ways. Not just eclipse energy, but it's happening in many ways. There is a revolution happening, and it's a revolution of soul, with all the magic being practiced now, with the rebirth of the goddess religions, and they're going like mad. And just looking at TikTok and looking at the relationships people have with their animals now. There's this dude with this little parrot, and he's singing like the Mickey Mouse song. And then he like strikes this pose, really saucy. And this dude is playing his guitar for his bird so his bird can sing. And you've got Bunny the poodle with the buttons, communicating with words. You've got and we're seeing this because of social media, because of that, Aquarian stuff. But the fact that we're even going there says that we have increased soulfully. We're living more soulful lives. We had for a long, long time very strict religious kinds of lives, but religion doesn't necessarily have soul. I think we all know that. Some of them do. But this awakening that's happening, this leveling up of awareness, is an increase in soul power. And then we've got the solar eclipse. So yes, a revolution catalyzed by soul. And I'm just thinking, yeah, because the moon, you know, this is solar eclipse. The moon moves over. What's going to win? Soul. Soul over brute force. And then the part of fortune down here says increase. So, you know, as things continue to change, there's going to be more rocking and rolling and more things falling apart. And we've got to be so on the point with looking ahead that maybe those things can stay slightly in our rear view, as you know, we already create the new before this stuff starts breaking down. Do I need a hit anywhere with this? And part of fortune is just one of those luck things. It's like Wheel of Fortune, just, you know, there's luck. There's good luck on your side, right? So I think if we get creative, we generate that luck. If we get creative, we stay, you know, sensitive and feeling, and we stay connected to our soul and our partners, soulful partnerships. You know, everything we do now has to have more soul to it. Everything we do. I want to do a video on the small magics, you know, big magics and small magics, because living soulfully is all about the small magics. It's about just infusing so much attention and soul into whatever you do. When you make food, just stirring it lovingly while you're thinking about it and the people you're going to feed with it and how much they're going to love it and the joy it's going to bring. And that's bringing soul to stir in the soup pot, you know? And you can bring that kind of soul everywhere. Sunday, my kids and I cleaned the altar, and it was wonderful. I've been wanting them to help me do it for a long, long time. And the fact that we did it together, and it's like, yeah, kids, this isn't just mom's altar and we can't touch this. Come on, you know, let's do this together. And it was wonderful. So yes, fortune can smile on us if we stay in that creative mode, you know, and out of any kind of reactive dread. Okay, I'm sure those things will come up in other readings. Now we've got 4. 3, 4. And here she comes. Here comes the reactive dread. Now, I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled this deck beforehand because she's not so easy to shuffle. So we will just... Oh, okay, honey. How very interesting is that? That's the card. When I first opened this deck and I said, you know, give me... Oh, no, no, no. I don't know if you just saw that. I don't think you did. These just flipped off the top of the deck and turned themselves over. So we've got these two. All right. We're going to go like this, like this, like this. Okay. Anyway, it was after it had done the waterfall, and that was trying to fall again. And I said, you know, I asked it, are you trying to tell me that you don't want to be part of this tonight? Give me one. And I concentrated and kind of popped it up. I said, give me, you know, give me a yes or a no card. Do you want to play tonight? And I got this card, which is strength. And that's a big yes. Yes, I want to play. So that's the first one out. And now, oh, I've turned the deck. How interesting is that? All right, well, let's just turn them up. Remember, though, that she wanted to be upside down. Yeah, I had the whole deck upside down. She who watches, and then the Erinyes. Okay. So we have, let me see if I can... That's better. All right. So we have Samovila, strength here. So here's a repeating pattern. Strength card comes out of this deck. And then we have Sonokwa, 6 of earth, so 6 of pentacles there. Look at the fruits in her hands. Chantiko, the 9 of fire. Then we have Chibeli, Hierophant. She who watches, Hag of earth. And The Erinyes, 10 of air. Holy shit. So, you know, we still continue to get these more intense cards at the end of readings. This has been happening for a while now, even though there's been a big chunk of time where I wasn't doing lives, but where we're getting, you know, 10 of Swords, Tower at the end, these darker cards at the end, because those are just reminding us that we're, you know, just because we acknowledge it and go, oh, okay, yeah, I get it, it's happening, that doesn't mean it's over, right? So use careful force and practical wisdom to defeat your foes. Dance to feel alive again. I love the advice with this deck. To purify your blood, eat greens, drink infusions of licorice root, and add lemon to your water. To purify your soul, get closer to nature. Put your bare feet on the earth. Dance to feel alive again. Forget every step you've ever learned. Dismiss the demands of music. Move because the breeze is sweet. Move with strength and grace in each simple living moment and at any and every opportunity. Imitate the way an animal you love moves. Develop your connection with this animal through dance, art, knowledge, appreciation, and experience. Invite the spirit of this animal to become your totem and your friend. Feel a new strength sing in your blood. Invite Samovila's stance of power. Prepare to defend against those who would use you and yours for immoral purposes. Do not be lured by greed or lust into betraying your values. So this is just that strong stance. And then we have the Six of Earth. Face the challenge in front of you with a courageous and generous heart, and your fortunes will be renewed. Okay, laziness will eat your power. Greed will eat your heart. Attach no strings to gifts given or received, only bonds of mutual respect or affection. Give and receive with grace, without self-importance or mortification. Recognize your wealth. Recognize its source. Every living person is given more from the earth than it is possible to give back. So be humble, grateful, and generous whenever possible. This deck. Har, har, har. Why not keep reading? From the western cedar, red cedar, the peoples of the Pacific Northwest receive wood for their homes, their fires, their boats, their tools. Strips of the inner bark are woven into clothing, baskets, and blankets. All right. Take inventory of what you have. Attention to craftsmanship will help you do more. So the one thing I said, and this is the Kwakiutl wild woman of the woods. One of the things I said about this is resourceful. Mercury in Scorpio is very resourceful. Scorpionic people, Plutonian people, sometimes can get into hoarding behaviors because they can see a use for everything. If it's trash, it doesn't matter. I can change that into something. It's that power of transformation. Seeing the potential. I see the potential in this. I can transform it into that, you know. So talking about valuing your resources and what you have. And I love the message of no strings attached with giving and receiving. Those are the kind of partnerships we need. Perfect love and perfect trust, I said at the beginning of tonight. And that is, I trust you, you know, I will do anything you ask of me because I know you will never ask me to do anything that would go against my soul, you know. So that perfect love, perfect trust. And then we have Chantiko, the Nine of Fire. There's also new, you know, more information at the top here. Aztec goddess of the hearth. Focus on your internal energy level. If the fire of your spirit is low, block those things that drain it. Invite those things that feed it. If it is running too hot, make sure it stays under your control. If you explode, you may lose what you've worked to achieve. So here we come back to the Strength card too, here and in the last reading, talking about disciplining, being in control of that animal nature, you know, being able to ride it and control. I don't like the word control. I don't like the word control, but it's being, what do I want to say here? What I'm imagining, I'm seeing her with this bear and thinking like, or like a horse, you know, bareback on a horse. That horse takes off galloping. Are you controlling that horse? No, you're not. But you better know how to go with it, right? Ride with it. Hold the mane. Ride with it. So not in control, but in communion with, you know. There's a better, I know there's another word. Help me. Help me. Let me see here. Okay. So tempering the fires, and you look at the little, fires that are here, and she's warming her hands. So this is talking about gifts shared, and this is the hearth that is also shared. But we want to make sure that we temper, and greed came up a couple of times, that we're tempering that kind of fiery nature, that we appreciate our resources and we're willing to share them. And then we've got Chabeli the Hierophant. And Chabeli, you see her frame drum? She is the bringer of the drum. Anatolian Mountain Mother. Use pine and aromatics to elevate and deepen your awareness. Okay. Within a group, you can do more than you can alone. That's that 11th house. Even if you work alone as in a writing or exercise class, the group dynamic creates energy that makes you go further and push harder. Gather together to reach for more. Oh my God, that's perfect. Gather together to reach for more. Look for ways to go beyond the mundane in your everyday tasks. There's the small magics again. Add meaning through ritual, story, or symbol. Add power and pleasure through scent and music. Are we still heat? Yeah. Scent. Here we go. More scent. Oops. I dumped it all over. Here we go. Okay. Scent and music. The drums. Nurture a sacred space within yourself during the performance of your duties. See? Yes, bring the ritual in your head, in your consciousness, to whatever you do. Imagine what living at a meta level might look like, where the boundaries of physicality are recognized but outshone. Create a space or create an event. Plant a garden visible to passersby. Have a party including all your friends, whether they know each other or not. Invite your neighbors. Call a circle of like-minded souls to celebrate the seasons. Furnish an opportunity for yourself and others to find community and communion. Dedicate yourself to providing a service to others. Dedicate yourself to the service of a greater power, whether to a deity, a cause, or to the earth herself. Then we have the Hag of Earth, she who watches. Oops. Here we go. Chinook Stone Chief. Put your trust in what is known to last through the years. The world is changing. Bear witness to what is happening. Carry the story and pass it along. Carry the memory and honor what came before. Conscience is a responsibility that lasts a lifetime. So look at it in terms of this: gathering together, making rituals, making celebrations. To bear witness and carry the stories. There are answers in the past. Dig beneath the surface of what you remember. Look for the seed. Look into when and where the trouble began. If your world can be remade, that is where to begin the building. If it cannot be remade, that is where to say goodbye. So at the start, looking for that start, the seed of where you are now. And if it's something that you're trying to build that you can remake, that's where you start to rebuild. If it can't, that's where you say goodbye. Be open to receiving visions. Do not let hope or despair cloud your eyes. Look for the ordinary symbols in your dreams to reveal depth and meaning over time. Be hard enough to endure. Endurance. To be strong as a stone, sit in stillness and hold in your hand a special rock you've found along your path. Quietly, calmly, feel its solidity. Feel it gradually warm to your touch. Begin to feel its long, slow life. Even as pressure shapes it, as fire and ice crack it, as water erodes it, it remains. It is still strong. So this is talking about traditions that we create now. You know, if we want to rebirth our world, we have to change the paradigm on a broader level, on a collective level. And ritual is theater. How did they instill mythology, you know, in the people in the ancient times? Sure, when it was a small tribe, you know, everyone heard all the stories together. But as cultures and societies grew and we had big city-states in Greece and everything, what did they do? How did they pass along the mythologies? Theater. Ritual and theater were the same thing in the beginning, and it's still the same. That's why, you know, a good ritual is theater. It's going to capture your imagination and put you in that liminal place. Anyway, I could go off. So talking about recreating our new rituals, looking at what has stood the test of time, looking at the things that remain, the principles, the core beliefs that remain, that hold things together. You know, the ones that are congruent with universal law, the ones that are ecological for the spirit, are the things that stand the test of time. And we need to kind of bring those conscious, bring those to the collective in an engaging way, give our gifts, heat, you know, stoke those fires that invite the people in to witness these things, to hear the stories, to internalize them, and then we get theater and use the Ten of Air. Ouch. Greek goddess of punishment. Holy shit. Whether deserved or not, hard times are at hand. Now you know the worst. Get up and get along as best you can, perhaps trying a different road as you do. Beseech the gods or surrender to fate. A power greater than you can direct or control. Wait. A power greater than you can direct or control. There's that horse. Is in play in the situation. It is possible that a power greater than you may set you free or give you strength. Purify yourself. Expose yourself to a hard wind and let it whip away your regrets. Pare yourself down to the bone to start anew. If you've done something wrong, apologize. Make restitution if possible. If someone has done you wrong, either let it go to set yourself free or set yourself upon a path of righteous vengeance, one that punishes the wicked, not the innocent. How-wee! Okay. So, this is goddess consciousness and culture wanting to come back here. Wanting to come back. And it takes hold so quickly because it is in the roots of the earth. It's always been there, and she's just been buried. She hasn't been obliterated. So this is goddess consciousness, but we're up against a lot. We're up against a lot that we are not in control of. Fortunately, the people that are part of that seem to be hell-bent on taking their own selves down. So, but I want to see what comes next here. Theone, the Ten of Fire. Ooh, okay, so we are definitely culminating here. Greek goddess of divine frenzy. Okay. Mix your own volatile oils, combine a passion-heavy scent with another that is sharp and strong as a mountain storm. You cannot stop what is happening or prevent it from overwhelming you. The only way out is through in this situation. Keep going. Do not give up. The future holds change that sets you free. To prevent stress from sickening you, sweat it out. Drink hot teas, eat hot peppers, go dancing, go running, or take a sauna. Go all out. An energetic response offers the best route to success. Keep pushing. Reaching for more brings you more than you dreamed possible. So we meet this with this. With our banshee wails and our ululations. That thing that I didn't let go of on Monday. Yeah, I mean I did, but not the big thing. But look at this. Amazing. Goddess of punishment, goddess of frenzy, madness, the maenads, divine frenzy. So this is where, here's something we can't control, here's something they can't control, right? They are going to confront, they're used to controlling everything within their little paradigm. This is being so far outside that paradigm, they don't even know how to react. They don't even know how to react. So this brings me back to Einstein with you cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. And may this get to the point where we are so far ahead and into the new that we are unrecognizable to these ones that created this thing. So again, a revolution of soul. This is a conscious evolution. Hoo-wee. Yeah, man. All right. And I love that they don't mince words. You know, none of these decks pussyfoot around. What do we have on the bottom? The Amazon of Water, Scylla. Okay. Who's next, Tiny Guy? We have one, and we have, okay, we did those. We have 1 and 2 and 3 more to go. Number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We already did you. The Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And of course, as I asked the Radiant Sun what position he wanted tonight, he was the first one that came into my mind to use. And of course, he picked the number 1 slot. And I told him, you know, it doesn't mean you're going to get picked first. But, you know. Hold on, I'm doing something here. Hold up. Okay. Sorry, I'm fiddly. There. It's like I need to turn the deck so I know which ones I've used because it's too hard on the brain. Okay, let's see. Not control it, but guide it. Thank you, Tavia. Yes, guide it. Move in concert with it. Oh, these are the worst. This is the worst cardstock ever. It's just cardboard. They're not really cards. They're cardboards. All right. Well, we'll do a couple. Come on. Come on. Oh, you little bastard. Okay. Yeah. All right. What? Organization. Organization and friendship. All right. So, the theme holds tonight. My goodness, it's warm in here. I always know when the readings are going well because I start cooking. Okay. They just don't. Okay. I'm going to cut. One more time and I'm going to cut and pick. There's the first one. Oof! First out, looky. Venus in Aries, which we still have today. Venus is still in Aries and is going to be for the month. Not sure when it moves out. Let's find out. Since we're dealing in specifics. Okay. Yep, Venus leaves Aries on the last day of April. So, all month long, this is the energy that holds, the energy of lust. And it is affection with a boner, you know? Oh, well, she's just going to be glary. That's all there is to it. All right. Choice. Oh, looky there. Discovery. How interesting. Okay. All right. So we've got Venus in Aries, lust at the top. And you know, lust is really about no control, you know. It's affection. Oh, here's something that's pleasing. I like it. That's Venus. Venus is, ooh, pretty. Ooh, pretty, or ooh, sweet. That tastes good. That feels nice. That looks good. But then you put it under the auspices of Mars and it catches fire and it's like, and I have to have it. That's lust, you know. Affection is, oh, this is so nice. I love it so much. It's so wonderful. And lust is, you know, that's the action. Aries sends you after it. So over here we have choice, and it's Mars in Libra. And I mean, this I'm looking at as just women's autonomy and, you know, choice over our own bodies and what we do with our sexuality. And the freedom to have lust and then be able to choose what comes after. Then we've got discovery on this end. There's Mercury and Sag. So that is an expanded mind. That is a mind that is curious on a large scale, studying history, tradition, global affairs, what's going on, what's happening, what can I discover now? What new thing is waiting for me to discover? Let's see here. This is mutual reception. Venus in Aries sign, Mars in Venus's sign. So they work together. So the affection and the drive can work together. We can choose what we're going after. We can be on fire with, oh, I want this thing so much, but we still have the freedom to choose. And we can discover how far we can go with that. When we do get to grips with the animal nature and work in concert with it and guide it, as Tavia said, we guide it through that lust. I mean, lust, the fire of lust is what drives it, right? And Mars. But Libra balances out Mars and says, take it easy. Libra makes Mars look at the impact, you know? Mars is pow, and Libra is like, Libra says, but what happened afterwards? What was the impact of that, you know? So it does balance out that Mars energy. And then we let the mind, so this, we keep these in balance, the Venus and Mars, the affection and the desire, we keep in balance and working together in a good way, and then the mind is absolutely free to take off into the future and see what can be seen. Then we've got romance and adaptability here. Okay, lust and choice, romance. So, you know, all right, hold on a minute. And then we have birth down here. Okay, so let's go where this has taken us. Lust, birth, romance, choice, and here we have adaptability and discovery. So there are things that are there to be discovered, women helping women exercise their choice, helping sisters that are in these repressive places like Arizona, where they have just decided that since Dobbs went into effect, that it's now up to the states, and that they have a perfectly good law from 1864 that says it's a crime to poison a woman so she loses her baby, but those were mostly for the men. By the way, that 1864 code that they took that from, that they just love this whole code, says that 10 years old is the age of consent for a girl. So, there are things that we can discover. We can find ways to help people help people maintain their choice. Romance and adaptability here too. That, you know, if it comes to a point where, you know, I'm in a state where I cannot help myself if I have an unwanted pregnancy, then maybe we adapt our relationship and our romance so that that never becomes an issue. And there's some more discovery to be had, you know, how we can use romance and lust so that we can, and, you know, birth down here can be birthing a new way of relating to each other romantically, so that we maintain our choice, so that we can, you know, we discover more about each other, and then there's new birth. And birth should be a choice. Birth is Venus in Cancer. So this is Venus in Taurus. That's Moon in Gemini. You guys, I didn't even look at that. Venus, Venus, Venus. Mars, Moon, Mercury. Golly, that's like everything that was just in Aries. Everything that was just in Aries and the Oracle of the Sun. So this Aries energy is indeed very, very personal. And this is like a reading of this frickin' eclipse, you guys. That our lusty nature, that Aries nature, here's what we need to work on with that. Discovering how we can solve the problems. I don't have to go back over it again. But certainly lust and birth is the axis that we need to look at and be adaptable and discover new ways, so that people can have joy in their lives without the stress. And so that children are not haphazardly brought into this world, right? Wow. Okay. Yeah. I know, that was crazy. That was a crazy reading there. But, you know, way to bring it, Oracle of the Sun. I told it, it's like as soon as that eclipse was over, it's like, oh, I know what deck I'm using on Wednesday. We have to do the Oracle of the Sun, and he brought it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. So we have 3 and 6, 2, 1, 4, 3. Yay! We have the Forest of Enchantment. I like using my decks that I've edged. They look so pretty. It's one thing I really love about Llewellyn decks is the lack of borders. Although I was noticing, you know, I have my original Robin Hood deck from the 80s, and I have a newer one, and the cards are exactly the same size. Oops, but the image on the card is smaller, the borders are bigger. Why? Why would you do that? Anyhow. Whoops. All right. No more shuffle, they say. No more that way. Let me, please. What do we have to... Yeah, really interesting stuff tonight, you guys. Really interesting stuff. One more. Okay. The Weaver of Boons. Four of Spells. 9 of Challenges. See, there's always the 3 of Challenge. Oh, he came up. He came up earlier when I was looking at the deck, and he popped out. 10 of Challenges. Here we go, 10 of Swords again. The Forest Lord. Holy mackerel, you guys. Hold on. Load up. I had to open my window. It's so freaking hot in here. Unfortunately, it's hot because it's humid, and I'm going to let more humidity in, but I'm going to let cool air in too. All right, the Weaver of Boons. So I believe she is the queen. Weaver of Boons, 4 of Spells, 9 of Challenges. Challenges are like swords. Boons are like pentacles. Here we go, swords and pentacles again. Spells, I believe, are wands, and visions are cups. Visions are water. So we have wands here, and the major is the Forest Lord. All right, Weaver of Boons, Queen of Pentacles. So she, earthy sensuality, merry nature, motherly, generous heart, all that kind of stuff. All right, so here she comes with her wonderful basket of goodies down the path, saying, here, come on, come to my house, I have wonderful things to give you. Come to my door, come on in, let's have something wonderful to eat, drink. So this is the nurturing mother, and then we have the Forest Lord down here, who his home is the wildwood. So we've got kind of the domesticated here and the wild. Generosity nonetheless. 4 of Wands is about community. Look at it. Community celebrations. There we go again. How are we going to update our rituals, have our rituals and celebrate? But then we got 9 of Challenges over here. So that's the 9 of Swords. All right, let me work my way through here. 3 and 10. So holy shit, you guys, we've got the 3, 9, and 10 of Swords. 3, 9, and 10. And the Lady and the Lord are here to help us get through these things, and so is the community. We have sorrows and grief to feel here. This is abandonment here. This looks like the story of Hansel and Gretel and the what was he, the woodcutter? Leaving them in the woods and walking away. You know, I have to, I mean, think about that. Think about that for a second as a fairy tale. But we know these fairy tales are, you know, bring some grim shadow stuff to the surface. But it's this, you know, I can't afford to feed my children anymore, so I'm going to abandon them in the forest. But then what happens? Who meets them there? She says, I'll take care of you, and so does he. All right. 9 and 10 of Challenges. We've got the 9 here, the fear, the anxiety, and then we've got the 10, the utter defeat. All right. So I'm kind of seeing these things coming in towards here. I'm going to see 4 of spells. Yep. Reunion. Let's look at the challenges here. Wait a minute. Yeah, betrayal, abuse of trust, all of that. Then we've got the 9 of challenges, which all we know: fear, nightmare, helplessness, dark night of the soul. And then we have 10 of challenges: defeat, surrender, ruin, death of a dream, give up, move on. Okay, so there's going to be, for a time being, more leaving behind than there is welcoming in. All right, and it's going to be up to us to balance this, to balance this with this. I think we have to really pay attention to how we're feeling day to day, and be mindful that we don't allow ourselves to get into too fearful of a state, that we know how to reach out to go be with people when we need to. I feel like I'm talking about the pandemic again. What the fuck? As things are changing and failing, and there's a lot of grief kicking up, because there's going to be, I feel like there's a whole swath of people that really want, the big change. They sincerely do. They know what they're talking about, and they want the big change, but they still also very much love the way things are, just as far as the neutral structure, or the day-to-day structure of things and jobs and how people interact and everything else, those kind of traditions. So it's going to be harsh on some people, and they're going to feel, there are choices coming where the only choice is to either be true to yourself, and that means you're going to betray somebody else. It means somebody else is going to feel betrayed. But the biggest betrayal is of your own self and your own principles. As long as you are doing the duties and taking care of the responsibilities that are yours to take care of. I'm going to read the Forest Lord. Here he comes. So here we go. The masculine, right? Healing of the divine masculine. Oh, looky here too. So here's Mama. And look, yeah, you guys, there's so much grief. There's so much trauma with the collective masculine. So much trauma. And not just, it's on all levels. From, men that have served and gone to war, to men that have been abused as little boys by other men, to, the corporate ladder and all the fucking abuse that goes on there, and, think about hazing rituals and stuff. There's just so much. So let's see what the Forest Lord has to say here for this healing. All who pass through the enchanted forest must pay homage to the Forest Lord, for everything that lives and breathes is under his dominion, from the mightiest giant to the smallest shrew. He is the essence of wild male energy kept under control most of the time. And to be truly, the divine masculine, there is that danger. He has danger to him, but, we don't want that to go away. We want the passion and the, but not the threat. Okay. His is the virile, sorry. You know why I said that? Because my mom meant to say virile. One time she wanted to say virile, but she pronounced it viral. And I told her, it's virile. And she, oh, thank you for. So she had only read that word and never heard it. So I read it viral. His is the virile rush of the stag and the immovable stance of the bear. His most trusted companion is the chieftain of all the boars, the fiercest creature in the wood. Approach the Forest Lord respectfully, but have no fear. He is the affectionate father as well as the commanding ruler. He is masterful, but never a bully, and he has earned the love and loyalty to those within his care. The Forest Lord represents the duties that come with great power. protecting his subjects, defending their freedom, and safeguarding their sanctuary. Leadership is a privilege. Authority over others must be wielded appropriately and not abused. Sovereignty comes from within and doesn't need to be insisted upon. Sovereignty comes from within, and each one has its own. The Forest Lord's confidence comes from staying true to his noble nature, power from within, virility, natural leadership, nobility of character, fatherhood, dominion, and territorial command. So this is what's coming back. And, you know, we need him and her to care for the wounded, you know, to care for the wounded and to bring them back into the community, back into the fold. One of the biggest hurdles we have is men just not being willing to talk about it because they don't want to be seen as a sissy. So they're, you know, the prison has been firmly installed in their head. The patriarchy has installed the prison in our heads. Women are much closer to getting it out than men are, I do believe. So if we start to recognize that we're going to have an upwelling of the trauma, an upwelling of the grief, the fear, the anxiety, the loss, then we can work to, even though, like I said, I don't work for him, I work for her, but I can certainly work with my goddess to strengthen the God, to invite the God in this form out, not in the form of the knight that has used up his entire life and been defeated anyway, you know? The trauma of the man who can't be the father he wants to be because of his corporate job, or, you know, the people that are running him through the mill. The fears that come for men in the middle of the night that they won't talk about. Shoo, I want to see what's next here. We have the Eight of Boons, so she's working with the spindle. Oop, what happened there? Where'd you go? Hold on. We had the 8 and the 7 of Boons, the doors, and then the Council of Animals. That's the Judgment card. That's the community coming together. And then we had the 10 of Boons there, and the Seeker of Boons. Boons, 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 boons. And then the White Heart. And this was the 10 of Boons, 10 of Pentacles. What do we have? We had 10 of Fire. We had 10 of Air and Fire. Now we've got 10 of Swords and Pentacles. So that, you know, the extremity and the 9s and 10s, you know, the extremity, things hitting peak, we'll just have to watch and see, like, what starts to show itself. But then remember, the messages all through tonight have been about creativity and collaboration on new ideas and new ways to approach everything, you know? Okay, and now we've got the Witch. And now this is also thoroughly shuffled, so... Oh, Tavia. Only friends can betray us, those we trusted. Yeah. Or, you know, like if you're in a job situation, you don't, let's, you know, take the typical corporate office-y thing. You work with people there. They're a community of a sort, but they are all beholden to the rules of that particular workplace and the ethics of that place, and there should be rules there. So you shouldn't have to open yourself in vulnerability to trust that they're going to do the right thing. They're supposed to do the right thing. It's their job, you know, according to their job. So you can get betrayed by people not following the frickin' rules that, you know, aren't necessarily your friends, but the ones that hurt really bad. Yeah. Hi, Circular Pixels. Welcome to you. I'm so glad you popped in. All right. Oh, here we go. The Wing Leader. The Oracle. The Predator. Oh my. Oh my. Look at him. The sovereign, sovereignty again, the songstress, the priestess of priorities. Wow, okay. So the axis here, the wing leader and the priestess of priorities. So the wing leader is like, let's go off into the wild blue. And the priestess of priorities says, wait. Let's see what needs to be accomplished in what order here. What is the most important thing in front of us? But we have the oracle and the predator. Okay, wow. Then the sovereign and the songstress. I'm reading. I would love to just, come out and do everything totally off the cuff, but these decks are so damn good that I hate to not give them the spotlight. Leap and the net will appear, or you'll grow wings on the way down. Either way, it's time to jump. So, that song I wrote a long time ago. Where's your courage, my pet? We don't throw out the net till you're falling. You have to take the leap. This is about trust. This is about, where we are in this journey, and are we ready to really take that leap? Are we ready to let the ground recede from under our feet? Is a bigger question. The oracle says, tap your inner witch mastery, go within and trust your knowing of what you hear there. Okay, I'm going to read the other writing. A witch trusts her intuition above all other sources and understands that her ability to tap her inner knowing is the ultimate trump card. Ha ha. Let yourself sit quietly. A wise poet once said, the master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting, she is present and can welcome all things. Okay. This quiet surrender is often the exact condition that allows us to hear her voice. So, that idea of mastery, not seeking anything after anything anymore. And this is taking me back to that Eight of Pentacles practice. Really doing our practice to the point where you can just be still and calm and the magic can happen, right? We be still, but this talks about being able to go into, what's the word I want? Uncertainty. Go into that uncertain territory, to take that leap, to let go of the ground, to lose sight of the shore, all that stuff. And the oracle helps us here because we can just be quiet and feel this is the time to jump. Here we go. It's time now. Then we got the predator over here. Man, he's scary. Okay, I'm going to read this whole thing. You know that voice of the psyche that wants you to comply or conform in order to fit in, or shames you for being selfish, or tells you it's honorable and responsible to deny your longing, demanding you fold your dreams away into a people-serving shaped box? It's a predator you adopted as family. The voice condemning and convincing you that following your desires will hurt other people. It's inside you. The call is coming from inside the house. The prison is in your head. Best way to control people is to put the prison in their head. That predator is an unholy inquisitor. He might have first showed up outside of you in your original home, school, or church, and most certainly in our culture as a whole, but he is now alive as the inner patriarchy. So here's the other thing that has to be let go of, that all that anxiety and stuff. That's the things that we need to dig out. It's the force that wants to control you in order to keep you small and unthreatening. It's moved into the psyche as it does generation after generation if left unquestioned. So here's what we have to do. This Mercury in Scorpio is digging deep to root out those programs, to root out those messages, that language, that indoctrination. You're less than, the weaker sex, the lesser sex, all of that. All of that. We need to dig it out. Find it where it lives. We need our friends to support us in this. Here's the predator. So when you start to work with divination and meditation and magic, one of the first things that comes up is you're going to see these shadows. You're going to hear those voices. And a lot of people, like when you do spell work, I know I've said this before, but when you do a big spell and it's like, here's this healing journey and this old trauma and everything, and I want it gone, I'm ready to get rid of it, I'm doing a spell, and you really are working and doing what you need to do, right? And you do the spell and you put it out there and you're visualizing, the good thing coming in, the next good thing that you're evolving towards. And the first thing that happens is old bullshit, old patterns, old bullshit. What is going on? And you're thinking, did my spell backfire? But it didn't. What is happening is you're being shown all the blockages to the thing that you just created in an energy form, right? They are showing you, clear these things, root them out, dig them out. Sometimes it's clearing things out of here. It's probably both. Clearing things from out of there. Okay, this person showed up and that's a trigger and that's a test. Off they go. And then you got to root out any of the things that happened in your head during that interaction that got, things come up that will show you where the blockages live, and then you have to get them out. So when you start doing magic and stuff and letting yourself be vulnerable, do not be surprised when this stuff kicks up. It's showing itself. Don't stop your magic. That means keep going, right? All right, the Sovereign. Hi, Mo. I'm glad you gave us a name. Okay, let's see. I just kind of went thoughty for a little bit there. Okay, Sovereign. Sovereignty is the ability to belong to oneself. For this time, I belong to me. That was a line in our statement of intent for Mother Drum, which go to the Mother Drum playlist. There's a whole meditation and this drumming music that we listen to is there for you for free. Just a reminder. Shows up as confidence in one's self-worth and integrity rather than one's productivity, prettiness, or performance. Ooh! This isn't taught in school, and you'll be hard-pressed to find much written on the subject because women who belong to themselves are hard to control. They know their value, have boundaries, and speak truth to power. This makes them dangerous in the best sort of way. So, hard to control. Like that 10 of fire down here, that divine frenzy, hard, how about impossible to control? So there is no other choice but you work with us, or we work together, or, So from Sovereignty and Songstress, we sing a beautiful song. Okay, wait a minute, I didn't finish Sovereignty. I just realized I didn't get to the meat of it. Wait a minute. Okay. Just says, stop letting others control the weather of your experience and reign. I'm going to read the rest of this because it's so damn good. To claim sovereignty is to be self-referential. Yes. Rooted in your own authority. That's when you stop caring what others think. They are not your validation. Validation comes from inside. When you feel in integrity, when you feel in sync and in alignment with your own soul, your principles. A sovereign woman is no longer willing to doubt herself based on the fear that others will critique, judge, or shame her choices or decisions. She's called shameless because she lives by what feels true, what feels resonant inside her being, rather than what others deem appropriate. She has freed herself from worshiping at the altar of other people's expectations and approval. There is no need to play small, stay silent, or caretake in the name of subservience, or to maintain a perfect daughter, mother, wife, person status. She is free to follow her inner guidance while embodying her integrity. Yes. Okay, the songstress. When was the last time you had a conversation with the moon, made music for the night sky, sang songs to the stars? When was the last time you showed up fully just as you are and offered your voice to the universe, which incidentally means one song? So many of us let the idea of perfect get in the way of good. We refuse to make an offering of art, music, service, ideas, mission, or soulcraft because we feel we aren't yet polished enough, because we have imposter syndrome, because we're comparing ourselves to other people, because that's what the patriarchy does. It puts us in competition. So stop being in competition, even with yourself. Nothing is more soulful than just a pure expression that comes through you. Okay, we aren't accomplished enough, not educated, experienced, or professional enough, or we're too much. Oh my God. Oh. Too much, too old, too late, too unoriginal, too much and not enough. Steal time and lives. Somewhere along the way, we let perfect in the door and it robbed us of our passions and our offerings. I'll tell you what else we get too of, because I heard it all my life. You're too intense. You're too inquisitive. You're too pretty. You're too pretty. You're too talented. You're too sensitive. All of that. You're too weird. Yeah. But a witch knows she is part earth and part sky. There are moonbeams in her veins and birdsong in her soul. She, like the moon, can show up with a single sliver of herself and still shine. She honors the birds that sing down the moon and sing up the sun, knowing they don't sing because they're professional or trained, and we heard them all within the space of minutes the other day. They sing because they have a song. Now is the time to let go of expectations and the demands of perfection and offer yourself up in this moment, regardless of how much or how little you have. Show up, sing, shine. The world needs you as you are in sovereignty. Then we have the Priestess of Priorities. She might be a little bit of a dampener. You're being asked to see with new eyes as you view your life situation right now. The temptation will be to address all the needs and concerns that feel urgent. We often make the mistake of trying to solve or resolve before we consider what this moment is asking us to become and how to bring more of our own essence into the equation. Okay, so yeah, it's, you know, in the thinking about if I do this and do this and do this and do this, then this bigger thing would be accomplished. But we're looking at the steps and the little details, and not asking what the big magic is. What do I need to become in this moment? What part of me is being called forth by this moment, the challenge of this moment? Okay, your passions are not something to view at the end of the day as you fall asleep with no time to tend them, or once a year on vacation. Your passions are an extension of your soul's purpose, and paying attention to them is how you create a life that feels like your own rather than someone else's vision of how you should be living. A witch understands that she can't let what's urgent get in the way of what's important. Oh, that little graph, you know, what was it? Urgent. There was urgent versus, oh God, I can't remember what it was. Probably anybody that works in an office has seen this, you know. Just because something has an urgency to it doesn't mean it's important. Read that again. She understands that she can't let what's urgent get in the way of what's important. So what does that look like? You're doing important work, but these little fires keep popping up to be put out, and they distract because they're loud and they're hot and they're bright and they get a lot of attention, right? So being able to tell the difference. Every day the world and your own circumstances will tug at your sleeve, demanding your attention and energy, insisting this is important and that is urgent. They will pull you away from what feels most essential to your own nature. Your job is to use your inner sight to detect essence. Notice what brings you alive. Make a list of the things that inspire you and then prioritize them in your day or week. Create a boundary around them. Protect them like you would a newborn or an injured animal. In order for a witch to thrive, she needs to spend time with what's essential, and no one and nothing can dictate what that is except for her own soul. So again, our own priorities and our sovereignty. I mean, this is so solid. We have gifts to give. We need to prioritize things so that we have the time to give them, and we can't let the predator rob us of them. You know, this is a big leap we're going to take, but boy, this reading says we've got the goods to do it. We've got the goods to do it. And at the same time, as we are listening to our song and leaping and following our intuition to present this, we have to be very aware when it's the patriarchy speaking, when it's the predator, so we can either holler back at it, or stuff our fingers in our ears. All right. Well then, that this deck, I had both of Angie Sullins' decks. There's this one, and there's the it's not the Solitary Witch. What is it? Wild Woman Rising. But this one, I think by far, I like the writing in. The other one is very simple. There's like a paragraph for each one, but the writing in this is just hoo-ya. So, all right. Boy howdy. Let me pull this down. Where are we at? Just at 2 hours. Yep. This reminds me, I used to, at Mother Drum, we went in and it was always set to be about a 3-hour thing. And I would go in and just start, and I would never look at a clock or anything, and we would get to a certain point and I'd be doing something and I'd say, the fairies are telling me it's time. And if I looked at the clock, it was, yes, it is now time to wrap this up. So, yeah, 2 hours. Yay. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? There's, these decks. Woohoo. Plus, I mean, there was just such a wealth from Monday to tap into. Dang, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Please hit that likes. There are 0 likes on my live stream. There's 13 of you, the magical 13, and not a single like on my live stream. Well, here, you know what? I can like there. I'm gonna like my own fucking video. There you go. I can do that, Marcy. Yeah, they were very interesting, and just that idea coming through, or the information coming through about the sacred masculine. We've been talking about it for a while, but I feel like it has now been initiated. This process has been sparked and started. Yes, indeed. So, you guys, I'm so grateful for you. I am. I love you all, and I really mean that. I love you. When I sit and think about my channel and the people that are commenting and stuff, I just feel that. Look at what I get to do. Dang, you guys. I'm such a hip granny. Even though I'm not a granny, I got cats. I got grandcats. Anyway, let's close our circle here. 17 likes, really? Wow, they're not showing up on mine. What the hell? Well, thank you, Tavia. Thank you for telling me that. I won't weep anymore. All right, come back down into your body, everybody. Come on back down into your energy field, and let's just feel the gratitude. Let the messages go in on a deep level and feel them kind of sinking into the soil like spring rain, and watering the seeds that are already there, and trust and know that when this information is needed, when you need it, it will come bubbling up in the form that is most needed. Okay, that's what I love about this. When you read and all this stuff, the information goes in there and it stays in there. All you have to do is ask for it and it'll come back out. All right, so gratitude for you, gratitude for my guides. Whew, such love for my team. Thank you so much. And thank you to Deity, thank you to the Goddess, thank you to the God, to the wounded God. And the priestesses of the Goddess are here to care for you, my Lord. Are here to care for you and help your healing as we come into our sovereignty. And then we reign together. All right, and exhaling, and after the next exhale, take in a nice deep breath. I can't talk anymore. A nice deep breath. And as you exhale, push that outer layer out. Feel it go with all your love and blessings, and just go and cover the entire earth and flash out into space. Send our love to the sun as well. And our love to Mother Earth, our blessings to her. Let any excess energy that you don't need to carry on with your day or your evening drain out down that route. Carry this energy field with you as long as you need to. No, you only have to think about it to make it be there at any time, any place. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. Go to that Mother Drum playlist. There's a longer meditation there. It's a good one. All right, you guys. I love you. I will see you next time. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.